I don't consent to any searches. I just want to make that clear.
I'm not going to search you.
I don't consent to any seizures either.
Okay. I'm just going to hold this so I can have a conversation with you.
Okay. What crime am I suspected of committing? And you just pointed that gun at me when it was loaded, just so you know. You twisted it, pointed it right at me. Before you wrecked the slide.
This man had every legal right to carry a firearm. He wasn't breaking any laws, yet out of nowhere, a police officer decided to arrest him without providing any valid reason. And that's when the intimidation game began. A series of power plays, psychological pressure, and desperate attempts to twist the truth. Unfortunately for the clueless officer, he picked the wrong target, a citizen who knew his rights and refused to back down. He didn't shout, didn't lose his cool. Every response he gave was calm, precise, and hit like a legal punch to the officer's face. The camera was rolling the entire time, capturing every wrongful act and every dishonest word. The more the officer tried to fabricate charges, the more he exposed his own shocking ignorance of the law. This wasn't just a routine stop anymore. It became a full-blown takedown of abuse of power in broad daylight.
How are you?
Not bad.
Just so I can concentrate on what you're saying.
Yep.
I'm just going to...
Okay, I don't consent to any searches. I just want to make that clear.
I'm not going to search you.
I don't consent to any seizures either.
Okay. I'm just going to hold this so I can have a conversation with you.
Okay. What crime am I suspected of committing? And you just pointed that gun at me when it was loaded, just so you know. You twisted it, pointed it right at me. Before you wrecked the slide, you pointed it right at my legs.
People are calling about a guy walking around with a gun, so...
Okay. That's not illegal. Can I have my gun back and get moving along?
Need your ID, and then we'll get you on your way.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Like I said, people are starting to call about a guy carrying a gun.
Yep, that's a report of illegal activity. What crime do you suspect me of committing? In order to stop me, you have to suspect me of a crime. Can you get your supervisor here?
He is on the way.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but like I said, people are concerned. It's a public safety issue. So I'm here to make sure everyone's all set. I'm here to make sure you're all set. Okay, so I just need to get your ID, and then we'll call it good.
No, sir.
You're not going to give me your ID.
Unless you are issuing me a summons as 17A, 15A
I need to make sure
requires, then...
Can you let me speak for a second?
Yep.
I need to make sure you're not a felon to carry this.
Do you suspect me of being a felon?
I don't know you. So
Okay, if you don't suspect me of being a felon, then I would like my gun back and I would like to proceed on my way.
In order to carry a gun, you're not allowed to be a felon.
Correct, but unless you suspect me of being a felon, there's no reason for you to stop me.
There is a reason to stop you.
Unless you suspect me of a crime, as Terry v. Ohio, Delaware v. Prowse requires you to have a suspicion of crime before you detain an individual. Brown v. Texas does not allow you to stop an individual and demand their ID.
Can I get your first name so I can speak to you on a person-to-person basis here?
No.
You're not going to give me your
Nope, I'm not
You're
going
going to
to.
be that type of guy when we're trying to have a conversation.
I'm sorry, sir, but for my own protection, I would rather not give you anything because any name I give you is going to go in the police report about this incident.
There's going to be no police report.
There's a police log generated for every call.
This is called a pedestrian zone.
Yep, and unless you have a reasonable suspicion that I'm committing a crime, you can't detain me. I have to be free to leave. There has to be a consensual encounter, sir.
Here's the deal, sir. You are walking down Congress Street carrying a gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that illegal?
It's a cause for concern.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Sir.
Do you suspect me of committing a crime, yes or no?
Sir. I need...
Suspenders. Keep my pants up. Yeah, that's the buckle for the suspenders.
This is common practice, dude. Okay?
Yep. It's illegal common practice.
It's not illegal. You see a guy walking down the street carrying a gun.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the only reason why you stop me?
Yes.
That I'm carrying a gun?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I want you to refer you to DeBerry v. U.S. DeBerry v.
Here's my supervisor.
DeBerry v. U.S. says that a firearm, where legally carried, cannot be the only cause for reasonable suspicion for a stop.
Yep.
Am I free to go?
You are.
Okay. Can I have my gun back?
Sure.
Thank you.
The actions of the police officer in this video are a clear example of abuse of power and a lack of understanding of the law. Instead of respecting the rights of the citizen, he attempted to intimidate and criminalize a man who was doing nothing wrong, simply because he was lawfully carrying a firearm in public. According to Delaware v. Prowse, officers are not permitted to stop an individual merely to check identification without reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. Terry v. Ohio requires specific and articulable facts to justify a stop and detention. And as Brown v. Texas made clear, a street encounter alone does not justify a demand for identification or detention unless there is evidence of wrongdoing. Furthermore, United States v. DeBerry explicitly stated that the lawful carrying of a firearm cannot be the sole basis for reasonable suspicion or a stop. The man in this video, through calmness, knowledge, and composure, not only defended his own rights but reminded us all that knowing the law is the most powerful tool against abuse. He is a model citizen who didn't need to raise his voice to make the entire system take notice.